innovation in Massachusetts. It's wonderful to see so many apprentices from so many industries gathered in one place. Apprentices from the building trades. Apprenticeships from the building trades. All right, that's better, that's better. From the life science industry, from the hospitality industries, early childhood education, IT, in the building trades. Let me hear you. All right. Each and every one of you represents the future of our workforce. And I'm proud to welcome and recognize our partners, certainly in the labor movement, the contracting community, and state government, three pillars that uphold and deliver on the promise of apprenticeship in Massachusetts. And it's been said that this is the most exciting time, being in an electrician's hall and being an electrician. It's the most exciting time to be in the electrical industry since the invention of the light bulb. And of course, that makes it an exciting time for us at Local 103 and our nearly 2,000 electrical and telecommunications apprenticeships that get their electrical expertise and training right across the parking lot in a modern 21st century apprenticeship training center. Let me hear you, 103 apprentices. You and your administrators, your instructors, and workers across the Commonwealth benefit from strong standards and worker protections that are represented in registered apprenticeship programs like all of ours. And just like during the American Revolution 250 years ago, Massachusetts is once again leading the way. But this time, we're leading in workforce development and training. We may not have electricity back at the time of Paul Revere and Sam Adams, but the foundations of structured apprenticeships run deep. In fact, the tradition of passing down skilled trades from master to apprentice dates as far back as the craft guild of the medieval Europe. Today, that same legacy lives on through our world-class union apprenticeship programs, and it will power our economy for decades to come. And for 125 years, the IBEW and its apprenticeship training program have set the gold standard in Boston, providing a proven path to stability, security, and a better life for working families. Union apprenticeships like ours are the original model, the original of workforce development. And nothing prepares a worker to master a craft or build a lifelong career like hands-on, high-quality training of an apprenticeship. Here in Massachusetts, we're facing real challenge when it comes to building up our skilled workforce. We need creative ways to fill our career pipelines. We need to connect the right people with the right skills. And registered apprenticeships are a key part of that solution. They don't just train workers for the jobs we need today, but they also prepare them for the industries and the opportunities of tomorrow. I want to recognize and thank the Healey-Driscoll administration and the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development for being such strong allies and advocates in support of apprenticeship programs across the Commonwealth. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce someone who has been a true champion for workforce development and for expanding apprenticeships opportunities across the Commonwealth. Please join me in welcoming the Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, our great friend, Secretary Lauren Jones.
Wow. Thank you, Lou, and thank you to all of you for showing up and being so incredibly valuable and important to our workforce. Let's get a round of applause for everyone here today. And happy Apprenticeship Day as well. I'm looking around this room, and I think back to just several weeks ago when it was Lieutenant Governor who said, bring together 200 apprentices, and here we are, and it's amazing to see this sea of faces representing so many different parts of our workforce today. I want to also acknowledge some partners within the Healey-Driscoll administration. I appreciate Commissioner Kershaw of Early Education and Care being here. I see Commissioner Wilkinson of Licensing represented. All of our amazing team members from the Division of Apprenticeship. They're spotted in blue, as you can see. Give a round of applause to them. Thank you also to our partners from Mass Hire who are represented and helped to team up together for the apprenticeship fair that will follow. Thank you to Chrissy Lynch, head of Mass AFL-CIO, who is also a member of MA 250 committee, Frank Callahan of the Massachusetts Building Trades, and certainly to Lou and Local 103 for hosting us here today. We have over 250 people strong represented here, and you are a collaborative spirit of our workforce. You are representing labor and the building trades, helping to build literally our Commonwealth. You are also represented by the emerging and emerged industries that are helping to prepare our youngest learners in early education to building so much more that is creating a strong Commonwealth right here. You are that talent. And I hope you have the opportunity to enjoy all of the festivities. Certainly, we have Paul Revere as the true rock star that is here today. One of America's founding fathers and earliest apprentices. And certainly it was just last week when we celebrated the shot heard from around the world at the battles of Lexington and Concord. A legacy we commemorate each year here in Massachusetts as Patriots' Day and a day of pride, resilience, and progress. 250 years ago, Massachusetts sparked that revolutionary spirit built on freedom, opportunity, and a belief that hard work could shape a better future. Fittingly, Boston is home to one of the earliest apprentice agreements in the United States, signed just a few years before the start of the American Revolution. Today, that revolutionary spirit lives on through our registered apprenticeship programs. I am proud to celebrate this incredible advancement of apprenticeship and to continue, quite literally, as I said, to build our homes, build our roads, build our schools and infrastructure, and then also power our clean and green future, advance life-saving solutions, and educating our future talent. Registered apprenticeship is helping to do all of that today here in Massachusetts. So in honor of Massachusetts' 250th revolution, the Healey-Driscoll administration is thrilled to launch Apprenticeship Day right here at Local 103, where training happens right across the parking lot, and uniting 250 plus apprentices and workforce partners to celebrate throughout this afternoon. Building on apprenticeship models in the U.S. dating back to colonial days with leaders like Paul Revere, our training facilities, like here at Local 103, and the many trade unions and organizations across the Commonwealth have helped to prove for decades that combining technical training with hands-on experience is a recipe for success. Fast forward to today, that model thrives and still powers on. And we are so thrilled to be able to celebrate that today. Registered apprenticeship represents jobs. It represents each and every single one of you as part of our workforce. And in fact, it actually represents careers, pathways to creating good wages, good benefits, and access to economic mobility right here in Massachusetts. Since coming into office under the leadership of Governor Healey and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, our administration has registered over 9,300 new apprentices, and we are on track to surpass 10,000 by the end of this year. So that means 10,000 jobs added thanks to the power of registered apprenticeship. Among these jobs include over 1,800 apprentices in expanded areas like IT support, biotech clinical trial technicians, auto mechanics, and more. And in fact, over 200 new apprenticeship programs have been registered in this same time, a testament to our commitment to modernizing and expanding this model. Together, we've also updated a strategic plan to move us forward. We've hired an apprenticeship liaison, helping to ensure diversity, equity, and inclusion is a key element to ensuring our future is bright and diverse and amazing. We have awarded over $10 million in grants to support apprenticeship, and we've even expanded tax credits to help create even more impact. And we're not stopping there. We have an amazing apprenticeship council represented here. I know our chair, Rick Carter, is here, and so many more that help to spread the word about apprenticeship, continue to innovate, and move our programs forward. I would be remiss if I didn't close my remarks with a nod to the team. I mentioned all the amazing people in blue, our apprentice team. I know that sometimes I get to go to events like this, and I get to serve as an ambassador to apprenticeship. Undersecretary Josh Cutler is helping to lead that alongside our director, Lara Thomas, and the team of apprentice liaisons, and the team that stands up every single part of our operations as the true ambassadors to make sure that this work continues. So thank you to the team at our Division of Apprentice Standards. Before I have the opportunity to introduce the keynote featured speaker for today, I just want to give a quick plug. Please do not leave today without the opportunity to go on the other side of the wall. We've never done this before. We're doing an apprenticeship fair. It is awesome. It is an opportunity to showcase all the great work that you're doing and also make sure that job seekers, that employers, those that may be curious to learn more about apprenticeship get to see it all right here, and it's thanks to so many of you representing apprenticeship. Now, when I talk about workforce development, I often talk about teamwork, and I am so thrilled to be led on an amazing team, thanks to Governor Healey and Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll. Lieutenant Governor Driscoll is creative. She's the one that told us to bring everyone here today, and so I thought it was important to make sure that she was our featured speaker to rally us even more and to celebrate why we come here today to make sure that we're fueling and energizing and creating a strong Commonwealth and an amazing workforce for our future. Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be with all of you. So 250 years of celebrating American democracy, and you all are a big part of it. So I'm pleased to be here with you to celebrate something that is a pretty special part of history. We've got Paul Revere here. When you think about 250 years ago, there were skilled craftspersons who came up through an apprenticeship trade, and this gives us the opportunity to celebrate all the work that you're doing in that regard. It's also pretty personal to me. I'm married to a graduate of our apprentice program, the Bricklayers program. Any brickies in the house? All right, thank you. He would tell you that he had 2 apprenticeships. He's a second-generation bricklayer, so every summer, every side job alongside his dad, his uncle, his brothers, they'd be out hustling. That was his first apprenticeship. That wasn't enough, so we went forward to Local 3, got a great skill in trade and craft that's helped support our family, that's helped ensure that all the hard work that goes into building houses, supporting our Massachusetts economy, the work that you do and will do going forward, that you can retire with a good pension, that you can work on a safe job site. These are the sorts of things that we really want to make sure we're celebrating and supporting and uplifting here today. So pleased to be with the team from Labor and Workforce. Lauren, amazing job pulling everybody together. I actually didn't say 200. I said we want 250 apprentices. We'd like them to be new apprentices, and here you all are. And we can't do any of that without our friends in labor. So Christy Lynch, great to have you here. As always, really supportive of our 250 efforts. Appreciate that. There's nothing we do that doesn't get made better by Lou Antonellis' involvement. Thank you so much, Lou, for all the work and all the support along the way. Just gets it done. And our team at LWD, Lauren's mentioned so many folks, but Josh Cutler, our undersecretary, really leads in this program. Amy Kershaw from Early Ed. These are newer programs that we're trying to make sure folks who want to have an entry point in have the opportunity to do that through an apprenticeship program. We are really proud to not just talk about having an apprenticeship program, we're proud to be able to support it as well. Lauren mentioned a number of the growth that we're seeing, a number of individuals who have had an opportunity. If you think about it, my husband was second generation, right? He had a little bit of a door open before he even thought about what he might want to do into a career. Not everybody has that. What this apprenticeship program does, not only here within our trades and our crafts, but in so many other opportunities that we're also trying to open up, is give people that doorway in. Yes, I want to be an early ed teacher or educator. How do I do that? Here's a pathway forward where you can get paid while you're doing it. We can learn a craft and learn it better. This apprenticeship program is designed to give you the skills you need, not just to have an endpoint in one place, but to allow you to use that to leverage it for even more within the field and trade that you really care about. That work is important to us, so much so that we're willing to make our investments in ensuring that more employers are tapping into the opportunity to bring apprentices on. It could be a young adult, it could be a career changer, the opportunity to make sure that you have a good income, that you're helping support our Massachusetts economy. We have more jobs than we have skilled people for. And frankly, we have for the last 20 or 25 years. So apprenticeships are the way we start to close that gap, giving people an opportunity to earn a good living, develop a skill, get paid while they're doing it, and help support the work that we know we have to do in this economy and this Commonwealth. We can't meet our housing goals and build the housing we need, or meet our goals in terms of the next economic success we're having, whether that's in the areas like climate tech or areas tied to advanced manufacturing, without having skilled people willing to get up every day and go to work. That's what Massachusetts has been known for our 250-year history. We're the people who went to work throwing tea in the harbor when we were saying we're not going to be governed by a monarch. Yeah, we're the troublemakers. We're the disruptors. We're the people willing to stand up. And I was on Lexington Green at 5:15. Anybody else there last week? No? I'm just a better patriot. Yeah, Paul Revere was. I mean, you started the whole thing, Paul. I say that really because if you think about the enormity of what happened in Massachusetts 250 years ago, the place many of us are lucky enough to call home, they were just regular folks who were kind of sick and tired and wanted a better way. And they were willing to risk life and limb, taking on a battle against the greatest military empire known to mankind at that time. And they didn't know what the outcome was going to be. There wasn't like a country that they could hold themselves up to try and be a part of. Democracy was an idea. It didn't exist in reality. The idea that you'd have fundamental freedoms, that people would look out for each other, and it's been quite an experiment. We didn't get it 100% right, and we still work in progress in many ways. And the idea that people would have self-governance, that they'd have a say in what the rules were, that was new and pretty special. And they were ordinary people building a militia, believing in collective action. And 250 years later, it's going to be ordinary people believing in collective action, standing up for those very fundamental freedoms. They're going to see us through at a time when our country's pretty divided. The one thing we're not divided on are the benefits of hard work. Putting it together every single day, developing for your family, and feeling like somebody's going to give you a little bit of help in getting there, in developing a skill, and finding a way to make sure when you go to work every day, at the end of the week when you get paid, it might actually be enough to pay for your housing, to support your family. That's why apprenticeship programs matter. Learning a skill, contributing back to what we need, and doing so in a way that enables you to support a family. That's what our trades have done. That's what the skill building is about. That's why it's not just about 250 people that we're putting through a program. It's about developing the skills we're going to need for this Commonwealth to be able to stand up and call out harms, because we've got people here who know what that means, who have benefited from programs, benefited from the opportunity to serve and work hard. That's why we're not going to turn our back on our immigrant community. We're going to stand up every single day to ensure that when we think about what we can do to be a better Commonwealth, it's by relying on each other. And that's what you do on a job site, in an industry that you're selecting, helping us really grow and thrive. So thank you for being here. Thanks for the continued support from the employers who might be in this room. We can't do this without employers putting their hand up. We've put more money into providing tax credits for employers who are willing to hire apprentices, to contribute the training to apprentices. In 2024, we provided almost $500,000 in tax credits to employers. It's a good deal. We want our employees, our apprentices, our opportunity to get a skill, and we want our employers to know that they can rely on having someone who's going to show up, who's going to be well-trained, contribute to a safe environment, and continue to grow and thrive in this economy. We call that leading by example, but none of that happens without all of you. So thanks for being here. Thanks for what you're doing. And I want to tell you, you are our best ambassadors to grow the field of apprentices, to help make sure we're thinking about the next generation of workers that we're going to need to be skilled and trained, talking to people about what you do, what passion it gives you, what resource it puts in your pocket, the opportunity it's opening up. And I can tell you, I'm looking at some of the younger folks, 20 and 30 years from now, you're not maybe as concerned about a pension or what it's going to look like when you're 62 and 63 and 65, or I don't even know when people retire anymore. I'm not in that bucket. But it really does matter having an opportunity to earn a decent wage, have a skill, and make sure all the work that you're putting in. I've got a husband that comes home dirty, working hard every single day, and it's good to know that when he's ready to hang up the tools, that he's going to have something he can rely on due to the fact that he works in an industry that cares about him and gives back. That only happens if it starts with you. So thanks for being here. Thanks for what you're going to do. We're at 250. Let's get 250 more. And I'm going to invite... And we are celebrating here in Massachusetts Apprentice Day. So I'd like to invite Lou Antonellis back to the podium so I can procure upon him the official proclamation celebrating today. And maybe Chrissy Lynch, you can join us. Frank Callahan, maybe we can get a group picture here if that's okay. Come on up, team. And this is very long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to jump to the important parts, which are that the governor and I are hereby pleased to recognize today as Massachusetts Apprentice Day, implore all industries to act and adopt registered apprenticeship as a tool to close existing skill gaps and help Massachusetts remain competitive, a key piece of what we're doing. Happy Massachusetts Apprentice Day, everyone.
Good afternoon,